Hello and welcome. Sarah Klein here. We're going to be going through Modified Primary Series. So this is a modified approach to the classical system of Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga. And this modified sequence was developed by Larry Schultz. So you may want 2 blocks for your practice. We'll begin with the invocation, sun salutation, standing pose, standing poses, seated postures, and close it out with a modified closing sequence. So thanks for practicing. Let's get started. Finding the top of the mat, samastitihi, organizing your feet. Lift and spread the toes. Feel the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound root, and see if you can create space and span in the ball of the foot. Now drop the inner edge of the heel. And with those 3 points dropping, can you lift the arch of the foot like a pencil were sliding underneath? Set the toes back down with space between them. Pull up on the kneecaps, rake up the quadriceps, bring strength and stability into your legs. Start to explore the inner world of the bandhas. Mula bandha is your first energetic seal, the pelvic floor lift. Uddiyana bandha, upward flying. The low belly draws up and in as the tailbone descends. Join your palms. Create span across the collarbones as the scapulars descend onto the back. Go ahead and relax the muscles of the face. If you haven't already, turn on the sweet sounds of Ujjayi Pranayama. It translates into victorious breathing. So if you're new to this breath, you're going to contract the back of the throat. It would be the same action that you would do if you were trying to fog a mirror. You do that, but with your lips sealed. The foundation of this practice resides in the breath. So start to cultivate presence through the sound and rhythm of the breath. And as you breathe with attention, can you use the breath to explore length in the spine? We'll begin with the invocation, starting with an exhale, representing the beginner's mind, starting empty. And then as you inhale, siphon in the prana, fill up. Vande Gurunam Charanaravinda Sandara Shita Swatma Sukha Vabode Nishreyase Jangali Kayamane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shantyai Abahu Purushatkaram Shanta Dakrasi Darenam Sahastra Shirsam Stetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Sipping that vibration in to start things off. Exhale, releasing the arms, open the eyes. Surya Namaskara A, linking movement to breath. Inhale, arms sweep out and up, palms touch, gaze to your thumb. Exhale, spill your pelvis forward with a long spine. Let the head go at the end. With an inhale, come halfway up. Create space between pubis bone and sternum. Exhale, step, jump, or walk it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shift your hips forward, reach your sternum into infinity. Sliding over the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel free to create some movement to wake up the body. And as you create that movement, feel into your starting block, noting the story that the body has to tell today. So the job of the yogi is to witness, to observe, to feel, and to experience. And as you start to feel into your body, notice that the nature of the mind is to judge, to explain, and to create a storyline. The practice of yoga is all about witnessing that storyline without getting hooked into the dialogue. We use the tangible sensations of the practice to understand ourselves deeper. Go ahead and finish an exhale down at the tip of your tailbone. With an inhale, come to the top of the mat, feet hit, come halfway up, nice and long spine. Exhale, fold, relax the head into gravity. Inhale, rise on up, think vertical length through the crown of the head. Keep that length. Exhale, Samasthiti equal standing. Round 2. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, take the dive with a long spine. Inhale, come halfway up, reach your sternum into infinity. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, spin your armpits forwards, find space across the collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. If you could give the breath a mantra, allow it to be inhale to fill, all the way up into the collarbones you go. Exhale to empty. Explore the tip of the tailbone with the end of the breath. And remember that we hold these postures as a container to study the self. Go ahead and finish your exhale. Inhale to the top of the mat, feet hit, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold, relax the head. Inhale, rise on up, low belly draws in and up. Stretch the ribs up and off the pelvis. Exhale like you were moving through water. Samasthiti equal standing. Round 3, excite the legs, inhale. Exhale, spill the pelvis forward, let the head go. Inhale, halfway left. Breathe your spine long. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. As you lower, create span across the chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead, steady your gaze. As you focus the eyes, the mind follows along. Study the inner rhythm of the breath. Last exhale. Inhale to the top of the mat, feet hit, halfway lift. Exhale, fold to let it go. Find the end of the breath. Inhale, rise on up, reach up. Swim upstream, Samasthiti equal standing. Counting, round 4. Ekam, inhale. Dve, exhale. Treni, inhale. Chaturthi, exhale. Pancha, inhale. Shat, exhale. Inhale to fill. Exhale to empty. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Sapta. Inhale. Ashtanga. Exhale. Nava. Inhale. Exhale. Samasthiti. 1 more. Ekam. Inhale. Dve. Exhale. Treni. Inhale. Chaturthi. Exhale. Pancha. Inhale. Shat. Exhale. Focus the eyes. Meditate on the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sapta. Inhale, halfway lift. Ashtanga. Exhale. Nava. Inhale. Samastitihi. Exhale. Surya Namaskara B, beginning Utkatasana. Inhale, drop the hips, drop the tailbone, lift through the skin of the chest, look up. Exhale, ribs come to the quads, straighten out the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Create space from hips to armpits. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep the skin of the chest lifted, draw back with the heels. Inhale, upward facing dog, spin the armpits forward, put the head on straight. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep exhaling as you step right. Inhale, rise on up, Virabhadrasana A. Take the outer edge of the right hip back and down. And then exhale, hands to the ground. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into your back bend. Can you breathe all the way up into the collarbone? Exhale, downward facing dog. Step left. Inhale, rise on up. Find length across the front line of the spine. Exhale, hands to ground. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Focus your gaze. Catch your breath with your mind. Think less about the pose and more about the inner experience. Allow this to be the moving, breathing meditation that it is. Last exhale here. Inhale, light like a feather. Arrive at the top of the mat, feet hit, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, give the head to gravity. Full circle, Utkatasana, tailbone heavy, heart light and lifted. Swim home, Samastitihi, equal standing. Round 2, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Virabhadrasana A. Inhale, find the crest of the breast and the collarbone. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step left. Inhale, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Marry the movement with the breath. Exhale, downward dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lightly arrive at the top of the mat, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Full circle, Utkatasana. And then come on home, Samastitihi. Last one, inhale into the chair. Exhale, take the dive, back of the neck is long. Inhale, breathe your spine long as you come halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, energize the legs. Inhale into the back bend, shift the hips forward, spin the armpits out. Exhale, downward dog. Keep exhaling, step right. Inhale, ride the breath up, find the top or the crest, and then exhale, marry the movement with the breath to drop in. Inhale, root all 10 knuckles. Exhale, downward dog, left foot steps. Inhale, rise on up, think Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into the back bend, fill up the cavity of the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. So in each posture, we want to explore the foundation first and foremost. So what is keeping the pose up? Hands and feet, legs and arms. Find stability in the foundation. And then with the breath, can you add in the intention of the pose without disturbing the foundation? The intention in downward facing dog is spinal extension. So imagine that with the breath, the pelvis, we're moving up, and away from the ribs. Give the head to gravity and use it as traction for the spine. Last exhale. Inhale to the top of the mat, feet hit, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, let it go. Full circle, Utkatasana. Drop the tail, lift through the skin of the chest, stretch the bones of the arms. Swim upstream, Samastitihi. Jump your feet hip distance apart. Exhale, first two fingers around the big toes. With an inhale, come halfway up. Stretch the front line of the spine as you lift kneecaps and quads. Exhale, fold. Steady your gaze to Nasagra Drishti around the tip of the nose. Breathe intelligence into your feet. Breathe stability into your legs. Breathe sweetness into your effort. With an inhale, come halfway up, long spine. Slide hands underneath feet, Padahastasana, and fold. Stharam Sukha Asana. What is the purpose of these postures? To cultivate two qualities. Sthira, steadiness, stability. Sukha, sweetness. Sweet like sugar. So feel the balance, the play between effort and release. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, hands to your hips, elbows are going to point up. Inhale, rise on up. Samastitihi, equal standing. Step back with your right. Utthita Trikonasana. Your right toes face to the back of the mat. Left toes are at a 45-degree angle. Before beginning, slight bend in both knees. Root with the big toe mound. Spin the outer edge of the knees back to pull up on the quads. Then inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, come on into the pose. So you're welcome to bring the floor to you with a block. Your right hand can find a block. Now remember, we start with stability in these postures. So feel strength in your legs. Then can you breathe length in your spine? Last full breath here. Finish and exhale. Inhale, rise on up, pivot around, second side. The exhale brings you in. Tap into the inner world of the bandhas. Mula Bandha, pelvic floor lift. Uddiyana Bandha, low belly draws in and up. Find focus with your eyes to steady the mind. And remember that we hold these postures to understand ourselves deeper. We don't do yoga to get good at yoga. We do yoga to get good at life. Finish your exhale. Inhale, rise on up. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolving the triangle. Spill your pelvis forward. Hips are squared to the back of the mat. Left hand touches somewhere. Maybe it's on a block. Right arm starts to lift. Start with your foundation. Spread your toes, big toe mound, pinky toe mound root. Lift up on the knees and the quad. And then start to dial the outer edge of the right hip back. So the side bodies can begin to grow equal in length out of levelized hips, or the pelvis is level. Take one more full breath here, make it sweet. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise on up. Square up the hips to the top of the mat. Fold. Right hand touches somewhere. Left arm spins. So as we feel the outer edge of the left hip drop back, levelizing the pelvis, we can explore the twist through the thoracic spine. Breathe horizontal into your side bodies to experience that sensation of the ribs rolling around the spine, rinsing out. Last breath. Inhale, rise on up, feet parallel, arms to a T. Samastitihi. Full breath here to check in. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, yoga is about witnessing and observing. Step back right, extended side angle. So here's where we find warrior two in the legs. Right quad becomes parallel to the ground, knees over the ankle. Breathe your ribs up and off the pelvis without disturbing the legs. Set the spine and the arms. Classically, your gaze is at the center of your left palm. You're welcome to look at your belly button, your armpit, and then your palm to set the neck. Fuse your attention with your intention for practice. And see if you can let the yoga do you. Last exhale. Inhale, rise on up. Second side, set the legs and breathe yourself into the posture. Finish your exhale for 5. Inhale, rise on up, and we twist. So option A, keep the left heel planted, socketize. Bring the right femur into the pelvis, so the outer edge of the right hip draws back and down like you had a piece of floss pulling it back. Then charge into the right knee. Lift your left arm and start to feel the ribs rolling around the spine. This is a great variation here. If you're ready for a little more, your left elbow comes to your right knee. Your right thumb hooks in the outer edge of the right hip, draw it back. From there, lengthen through the front line of the spine. If you're ready for the full pose, left hand on the ground, right arm extends. Now again, start with your foundation. Feel your feet and your legs. Stabilize through the bandhas, and then steady in the experience with the breath. Breath first, pose second. Finish and exhale. Inhale, rise on up, pivot around. I'll go through that again. So we start with warrior one legs. Outer edge of the left hip draws back and down. Left femur pulls into the pelvis. Inhale, right arm up. Work the right ribs around to the left for your first modification. second, keep the heel planted. Hook the knee and take the left thumb into the crook of the hip. As you draw the outer edge of the hip back, lengthen through the front line of the spine. This is a great variation. If you're ready for more, and the breath is still smooth, extend through your left arm. Focus your gaze. Meditate on the breath. Hand the pose over to that inner rhythm. Finish and exhale. Inhale, rise on up. Feet parallel, arms to a T. Samastitihi. Take a full breath here. Step back right, hands to your hips. Inhale, prepare, lift the skin of the chest. Spill the pelvis forward, hands on the ground. With an inhale, come halfway up. Stretch the front line of the spine. Exhale, fold. Trasarita Padottanasana, A form. Focus your gaze. Feel into the foundation, that which is touching the mat. And then we could argue that every posture, the intention is to lengthen and strengthen Sushumna Nadi. So breathe across the front line of the spine, keep it long. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips, elbows up. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale completely. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, hands to the hips, zip elbows, fingertips. Connect with Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, spill the pelvis with a long spine. Knit your elbows towards one another to open up the chest. Focus the eyes. Inhale to fill. Exhale to empty. Last breath here. Ride the inhale up. Exhale completely. Inhale, arms out to a T. Exhale, interlace your fingers. C form. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Let the head go. Focus the eyes. And see if you can let the yoga happen. Tatra stita riatno bhyasaha. What is practice? Practice is the effort to be steady. And the steadiness, the consistent application of that effort. Last exhale. Inhale, rise on up, hands to the hips. Exhale. Inhale, prepare the spine, lift the chest. Exhale, first two fingers loop the big toes. Inhale, come halfway up, straighten the arms to straighten the spine. Keep that length. Exhale, fold. The counter pose is in the pose. Here we are in a forward fold. Can you find the pattern, the intelligence of a back bend? Lift the skin of the chest, span across the collarbones. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips, elbows up. Inhale, rise on up. Samastitihi. Exhale. Option A, press hands together. B, grab elbows. C, reverse Namaskara. Step back with your right foot, square off your hips to the back of the mat. Parsvottanasana. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. As you fold, sakatize. Bring the right femur into the pelvis. Knit the outer edge of the right hip back like a piece of floss. We're there. And then explore the subtle twist, the aponic energy of this posture as the left kidney rolls to the right quad. As if the belly button, we're going to touch the knee, and the upper lip, we're going to loop the big toe. Finish and exhale. Go deep with the breath. Inhale, rise on up, pivot around. Second side, the exhale brings you in. Spread between big toe mound and pinky toe mound. Lift up on the arches of the feet. Pull up on kneecaps and quads. Set the container or set the stage and let the yoga unfold. You show up with consistency and devotion, and the yoga does you. Last exhale. Inhale, rise on up. Feet parallel, arms to a T. Samasthiti, equal standing. So in modified primary series, we'll take Vrikshasana, the tree. Right leg comes up first. Focus your gaze. Meditate on the experience of your breath. And as we work to align ourselves with gravity, the focus that it takes to cultivate that drops the mind into the moment. Really, the only place that yoga can be practiced. You can lift your arms on an inhale, breathing your lowest back rib up into infinity. Imagine that the cylinder of the ribs, we're lifting up and off the pelvis. Exhale, hands to the hips, zip elbows, knee out. Bent knee or straight leg for 5, 4, stretch the front line of the spine. 2, 1, beautiful. Second side. Deep, meditative breathing. Sweep your arms up. Lowest back rib lifts into infinity. Low belly draws in and up. Grow tall. Exhale, hands to the hips, elbows in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. 3 more postures in the standing sequence. Exhale. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, take the dive. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Jump to the top of the mat. Sink right into Utkatasana. Can you slacken the tension that's born of the effort? Fuse yourself with the current of the breath. Exhale, ribs to quads, straighten the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Chaturanga Dandasana. Link the movement with the breath. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Step right, Virabhadrasana A, warrior 1. Feel into your feet. Socketize. Right femur comes into the pelvis. Draw the outer edge of the hip back. Pull up on the left quad. Charge into your right knee as you lift your lowest back rib up into infinity. Straighten your right leg. Keep your arms in the air. Pivot around. Virabhadrasana A on the left. Exhale, Virabhadrasana B on the left. Arms out to a T. Feel the big toe mound's root. Drive your left knee towards the pinky toe and pull up on the right quad. Good. Descend the tail. Lift energetically the front edge of the pelvis and lengthen across the front line of the spine. Take one more full breath here, make it sweet. Straighten your left leg, pivot around. Virabhadrasana B on the right. As you charge into your right knee, can you reach back with your left hand? And through that opposition, opening the body to open the mind. Last breath here, make it count. Inhale to fill. Exhale, hands down, Chaturanga Dandasana. From downward facing dog, look through your hands, step, jump, or walk all the way through Dandasana. We begin the seated postures. Drop the heel of the hand, lift up through the sternum. Then imagine that you had a corset on, zip the front body into the back body. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. First two fingers loop the big toe. You can use a strap here. Straighten the elbows, lift the skin of the chest. Find the counter pose in the pose. Exhale as you fold. As you keep the sternum reaching forward, the energy of the chest lifted, you find the back bend in the forward fold. Stamp your quads down. If that's your edge, stay. It's just where you should be. If you got a little more gas in the tank, inhale, straighten elbows. B, grab pinky toe sides of the feet, or C, wrap all the way around. Take an inhale, stretch the front line of the spine. Exhale, fold. Practice is the effort to be steady. Focus the gaze, meditate on the experience. Inhale, straighten the elbows, straighten the spine. Exhale, cross the ankles. Challenge yourself, keep the heels up and off the ground. Inhale, lift something, maybe it's the corners of the mouth, take it up, send it back, vinyasa. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Look through your hands, step, jump, or walk through Parvottanasana. Hands are about 6 inches behind you. Modification, bent knees, come up into tabletop. You can keep the head up or you can drop it back by looking to the tip of the nose, or straight legs. If you're going for the straight legs, challenge yourself. Place the big toe mound on the ground. Scoop the tailbone up into infinity. Pull up on the quads. Steady the breath. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Cross, heels up. Sternum up. Corners of the mouth up. Inhale, take it back. Vinyasa. Inhale, jump through, sit down. Ardha, Baddha, Padma, Paschimottanasana. Right leg is in your half lotus. Modification, you can take the right leg into the figure 4 and fold here, or you could take it into this baby cradle to work the hip. Let the practice meet you. If your breath is smooth and rhythmic, you're doing it right. It's not about the pose. It's about understanding yourself better. Finish and exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, cross ankles, give it a lift. Inhale. Second side. Be kind to your knees. So in this posture, we want to be mindful that the ball and socket joint, the hip, is doing the rotation. The hinge joint of the knee is stable. If the hinge joint, the knee starts to talk to you, you may be missing the point in the pose. Finish and exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the elbows, straighten the front line of the spine. Exhale, cross. Inhale, up, send it back, vinyasa. Look through your hands, step, jump, or walk all the way through. If you're jumping in, you can jump right into the position. It's a great place for a block. You can slide it underneath your hips. As we fold, we want to be mindful that the pelvis is spilling forward as you're lengthening the front line of the spine. So maintain the counter pose in the pose. Exhale down into that right sitting bone. Take the outer edge of the right hip, drop it down. Pull up on the left quad. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, cross. Inhale, up. Second side, left knee bends and fold. Yoga, Chitta, Vritti, Nirodha. What is yoga all about? It's our ability to witness the turbulent nature of the mind, to witness the self-limiting or self-inflating beliefs, stories, projections, the never-ending movement within the context of the mind. And then to witness without getting hooked, to observe without getting pulled in. Exhale, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, cross. Inhale, take it up. Send it back, vinyasa. So again, we do yoga not to get good at these postures. We do yoga to understand ourselves more fully. Left heel in, Janu Shirshasana. This is a twist. So roll the right ribs around to the left quad. Focus the gaze. Bring yourself to your edge without jumping off the cliff. Why come to the edge? So you can explore yourself. How do you respond to discomfort? Use the safe ground of the yoga mat to understand our knee-jerk tendencies. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. We come right into B. So you're gonna, Janu Shirshasana B. Bring the knees a little closer. Lift the hips. Sit on your heel. So your heel aligns with Mula Bandha, and then we fold. Focus your eyes. Steady your breath. Nirodha, our ability to self-regulate, our ability to hold multiple perspectives at once, our ability to go beyond the reactions of the nervous system, to step into conscious living. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, cross. Inhale, up, send it back. Vinyasa, wipe the slate clean, starting new for your second side. Janu Shirshasana A, left heel in and fold. Last exhale, drop in with the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Bring the knees closer, lift the hips, sit on the heel and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, cross. Inhale, up, send it back. Come on through, Marichyasana A. Inhale through, set up, right knee bends, right knees to the sky. You want to create space in your foundation. What's your foundation? Your heel and your sitting bones. Reach forward, wrap in front of the shin. Grab what you got, be grateful that you have it. Take an inhale to prepare length. The counter pose is in the pose. Find the back bend. Keep it. Exhale, fold. Again, we can argue that every posture is set up to lengthen and strengthen Sushumna Nadi. That center channel, that prana, the life force energy moves. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Right hand's going to come behind you. Marichyasana C. Inhale. The intention in spinal twisting is extension. Get tall. Exhale, spin it clean. If it's accessible, you can play the bind. Breath first. Pose second. Inhale to fill. Exhale to empty. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Cross, up, chaturanga. Inhale, look through your hips. Marichyasana A. Set it up. Focus your gaze. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, fold. Allow the posture to reveal the inner world of your psyche. Get curious about your knee-jerk reactions, your tendencies, your habits, your subconscious. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Marichyasana C. Find the twist. Think length. Hold the bandhas. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Cross, up. From downward facing dog, look through. Sit down, right into Navasana. 3 rounds. Lift the skin of the chest, split out between the toes. Smooth breathing. Toning the nervous system. Bringing the body into uncomfortable postures. Teaching it to drop, breathe, relax. Cross. Inhale up. Round 2. Exhale, cross, pull the knees in. Inhale up. Round 3, last one. Inhale to fill. Exhale to empty. Exhale, cross. Inhale up and vinyasa. Stretch it out in upward facing dog. Shift your hips through. Lift your sternum. Downward facing dog. From downward dog, look through your hands, step, jump, or walk all the way through. Sit down. Baddha Konasana. Bases of the feet touch. Take an inhale to prepare lengthen the spine. And then exhale, spill the pelvis forward. So the movement is in the pelvis. Shift the pelvis forward as you lengthen from pubic bone to sternum. Good, last exhale here. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, release. Inhale, up, vinyasa. Inhale, jump through, sit down, Uttanavista Konasana. So widen between the feet and fold. As you fold, spill the pelvis forward. Find the counter pose. Find the lifting and spreading across the collarbones. Skin of the chest works up. Plaster your quads down. Spin your knees and your toes to the sky. With an inhale, take it up and balance. Again, skin of the chest is up. Focus your gaze. Find some ease within your effort. Exhale, cross. Inhale, up. Vinyasa. Looking through your hands. Come through. Supta Konasana. Exhale, lie back. Inhale, legs up. Toes touch behind you. Split between your heels. Grab your toes. Lift your sitting bones. The weight here is on the occipital ridge of the head and the shoulders. The neck has its natural curve. Side bodies are long. With an inhale, take it up. And then exhale, Upta Vista Konasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Jump it back, Vinyasa. Supta Padangusthasana. Inhale, jump. Exhale, lie down. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, kiss your shin. Now dial the outer edge of the right hip to the top of the mat. Plaster the left quad into the hamstring. Kiss your shin. Exhale, release. Leg to the right. Shift your gaze to the left. Keep your left hip plastered. Meditate on the breath. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, kiss your shin. Inhale, release your head, release your leg. Second side, left leg up. Inhale, exhale. Lift the shoulder blades, lift the sternum. Look towards the shin. Plaster the right quad down. Energize through the right leg. Knit the outer edge of the left hip to the top of the mat like you had a piece of floss there. Take an inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, release the head. Leg to the left, gaze to the right. Let the breath do the pose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, kiss the shin. Inhale, leg down. Exhale, head down, then leg down. So you're welcome to bring your knees into the chest, go through a forward-facing vinyasa or chakrasana, your backward roll. Lift the legs, toes touch behind you. Put your hands in chaturanga position. Inhale and exhale, we go over. Take it slow. And from downward facing dog, look through your hands. Come all the way through. Lie down. Coming into our back bends, we'll do one round. You're welcome to come into bridge, Setu Bandha, Sarvandasana. Stay here. Or bring your hands by your ears, fingers face the toes. The counter pose is in the pose. Set the tailbone. Tailbone reaches to the top of the mat. Energize through the legs. Let the legs, the strength and stability of the legs, create freedom in the spine. Inhale, come on up. 5. Deep breathing. 4. 3. 2. 1. Come on down. Beautiful work. Take a moment to feel the residue of the posture as it lingers. Bring your knees into your chest. Come forward, stretch your legs, and fold. Paschimottanasana. Start to slow down the rhythm of the breath. Use the exhales to ignite your parasympathetic nervous system, your place of rest, digest, and restore. In that place, all the wellness systems of the body can work. And why yoga works so well on the systems of the body is the training or toning of the nervous system. We put ourselves in these complex postures, and then we train ourselves to relax and let go in the discomfort. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, vinyasa. Come downward facing dog. Inhale through. Take your seat. So feel free to prop by placing a block, cushion, blanket underneath your hips. You want to make sure that you can find a long spine. So we'll seal in our practice by grabbing opposite elbows or taking the toes. You're welcome to bring the floor to you. Place a block out in front of you. Exhale, fold. Let the forehead touch something. The third eye, our place of wisdom and insight, is being stimulated here. And when the forehead touches something, can you traction the skin of the forehead down to the bridge of the nose? Now go deep with the breath. Inhale to fill. Exhale to empty. Inhale, rise on up. Padmasana, stretch through the bones of the arms. Lift through the skin of the chest. Soften the chin. Nasagra Drishti, gazing around the tip of the nose. Stay with the audible sounds of the breath. Allow the practice to be simple in the sense that we're here to find steadiness. We're here to take this opportunity to witness our inner experience. And with consistent application of that effort, the yoga does us. It's the science of the nervous system, the psychology of the mind, and the spirit of the heart and unity consciousness. Lift the chin, place the hand. You can use two blocks. Take it up. Lift the corners of the mouth. Seal in your practice by pumping the prana into every cell of your being. Last inhale, exhale, release. Tuck yourself in, Shavasana. Beautiful work. Thank you for practicing. Thank yourself for practicing. No effort is needed in this posture, only the effort to let go. So let the body get heavy. Let it melt into the ground. Let the breath be light. And here we get to metabolize the practice, which is teaching us to let go. So as you surrender the effort, witness yourself letting go. You're more than welcome to stay as long as you would like. We'll conclude our practice with the Mangala mantra. If you'd like to join for that, roll to your right. Keep your eyes closed, head comes up flat. Find that comfortable seated position once again. We begin empty, exhale. Siphon in the prana. Swasti prajapyaha pale palayantam yena margena mahi mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shuvamastu nityam lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank yourself for practicing. Namaskara. Thank you so much for practicing.